Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Knit, Crochet y Tejido. Today I'm going to teach you how to make these beautiful granny square. They are done in a loom, a hairpin lace loom. They're very easy to do, but you have to be a little bit patient and pay attention. But they're easy to do. Once you do the first one, it's easy to do the second. I hope you guys like it and give it a try. And here is the list of material you're going to need to make it. If you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get a notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you'll find the English version in there. Also, you can send me a message and I will send you the link. First, I'm going to show you how to do the first one and then how to attach the second one. And from there, you can make different projects. To make this hairpin lace square, I'm going to use this loom, a hairpin lace loom, a 3mm crochet hook, and this leftover yarn from Loops and Thread, Wool-like Simile Lane, super fine one, and you're going to need tapestry needle and scissors. So if you don't have one of these hairpin lace, you can make one. They have different type of these. This one is the ones that the one that you open like that. This is the one I'm gonna use. They have this type. That's the one that you pull this out. These two are the same. And then I have this one that I made. I have a tutorial here on how to make a hairpin lace loom. You're gonna see a knife. You click on that. I'll bring you to the link. It's very easy to do. I made them myself. And you can remove this to take out your work. Este está bien pegado. Sorry, I'm speaking Spanish. Let me do this and do it here. That I push them too tight. Okay, like this. You see? And then you close them here on the top. Like this. They're very easy to do. If you don't know how to do it, you can ask a carpenter or your husband or your boyfriend, a friend, your brother, a neighbor to help you to make one of these. They're very easy to do. And take no time. You don't need glue or anything. Just drill a little bit of holes and do this. Very easy. I have this one. I have this one that is bigger just in case I need it for a bigger project. You see, this one is wider. The same length, and I made this from metal. The only thing that I need to do is one of these little piece of wood and do holes. That way I can keep it straight because these tend to open or to close when you put too much work. You see, I want it to be straight. So like this. So I'm gonna leave the link for this one if you don't have one like this. This one I bought at Michael's long time ago. So you can make your own. So now we're going to start with our granny square. These are the squares that we're going to do. The pearl is optional. I put it there in the center. These pearls are by Michael. About this lot. They have two colors, white and like a yellowish of white. You in the camera probably you don't can see it, but in person you do. And it's 380 grams and it costs like 10 Canadian dollars for all of these. So we're gonna do 40 loops on each side with the loom, and these are single crochet, 2 single crochet on each loop on each side. So we're gonna start by opening this up. And somehow this one broke in here, this little clip. But I love this loom so much that I grabbed some elastic, this elastic for the hair that I have here. And then I put one here, one inside and one on the outside. It's nice and tight now that these don't get loose. Because I love this loom. It's easier when I finish for me to open this in here. So you need to open this up and do a slip knot to create your first loop. Don't tie that slip knot because you need to make this bigger. you're gonna pass it through here, and you're gonna measure the center. That knot has to be in the center, and the center is this little hole in here. So I need a little bit more. Because this yarn is a little stretchy, so when I pull, it has to be in the center. Oops, I think now I pulled too much. Yeah. There's a little more. Yeah. Now I'm gonna pull the two together and tie this knot in here in place. Now I'm gonna close the loom. And we're ready to work. Separate the tail in the front. You're gonna wrap the yarn around the back. You're gonna grab the hook. You're gonna pass in between these two strands. You're gonna pass and chain one. Now you're gonna come all the way around, wrapping those two strands, and you're gonna bring it up and do your first single crochet, and then do the same underneath and do the other second single crochet. At the beginning it's a little more fiddly because you don't have anything to hold in here, so we are just at the beginning. So now what you're going to do is you pass your hook to the back like this, still with the hook in that loop, you see, like that, and then you're going to flip this like this to that side, and then you're wrapping your yarn like this to the back to get ready to work. This time you're going to pass under those two strands and pull that tail, and you're going to do your first single crochet. I think I just lost it there. I did. Let's try to do that again. Like I said, at the beginning it's a little fiddly, especially for me, record and pay attention to what I'm doing. So pass it through. And you don't have nothing to hold to. And there, my first and second single crochet. Now you have something to hold. So again, you're going to pass your hook to the back. Flip this. You see, this is wrapping from the front. You're going to bring it to the back in order to work. You're going to separate these two loops. Each one of them I have two strands. You're going to go in between those two, and you're going to come here and do a single crochet. And now you're going to do your second single crochet in between those two. Now you have two loops on each side, two in here and two on this side. You bring your hook to the back, turn this around. It's only flipping from the right to the left like this. Bring this yarn to the back, and you're going to separate these two. You're going to go in between those two, and you're going to do a single crochet. You see, you have now something to hold. It's much easier now. And another single crochet. You're creating like a little red in the middle. So hook to the back, flip from right to left, separate. You see, now you have three in between the first one and second. You know, the first one from the top. You're gonna come here and you're gonna do a single crochet and another single crochet. Bring this hook to the back, always the hook like this to the back, flip, separate these two, and in between one and two single crochet. So I have three on each side. Into the back, flip, Now in between these two, you see, and here, 1 and 2 single crochet to the back, and the same, 1 and 2. Let me zoom out a little bit, that way you guys can see the entire movement. That's where you can see the entire loom. You see, you bring the hook to the back like this. Always you have to do this, and it's always hook to the yarn. You flip it from right to left. You see, you just move it like this, and then you wrap your yarn in the back, and then just separate these two. You see that I have two strands, and this one in here in between those two, and you do your first and second single crochet. Again, yarn to the back. It's always moving up, and I had to be doing this because I hardly have anything. It's always moving up. So wrap, separate these two. You only have to have the two strands like this, you see, in the 1 and 2 single crochet. It look a little in the side, but when you move to the other, you see, it'll bring it more into the other side. It look off center. And 2 single crochet. And as you work, you'll get more used to doing this. It's been years since I've done some hairpin lace, so I'm a little rusty. So you have to have 40 in this side and 40 in this side. And I have 5 on each. So you're gonna continue doing this. Flipping, always flipping, holding with these two fingers here, and then you flip. You see, when you flip, you change hand, and then you have the strand in the back. And as you work, it will be easier because they start to open more the loops. You can see them better. You see, as you work, they separate more easy than the beginning. And you have something to hold on to it, you see, and here in the center. Also, when you're working, you'll see that the 2 single crochet, when you do the second one, is off center to the side. But when you flip around and you work the other one and the other side, you do the first one, it will bring that one that is off center to the center. You see, because it brings it to the center and here, and it's nice and straight. And then you do the second one, the second one look to the side. You see, it look off center. The rib is here, and the second one is in the side here. But when you flip and open here, that one come to the center again. So it's very easy. It's been like 5 years since I did hairpin lace, so a little out of practice, a little rusty, but once you get going, if you've done this before, it's easy to go back to it. So I have many designs in mind for squares and circular motifs that you can do many projects with it. So I want to do this and brook lace as well, because you can do many projects with this beautiful design. If you don't see my videos of my hairpin lace blouses and cardigan, I have a scarf, I have a shawl, but with more with the straight pieces, no with the squares. But I think I have one big square. I will leave you the links in here. They're beautiful pieces. I grab here an extra strand. I grab 3 instead of 2. I lost that one. Just a sec. Let me flip, undo the single crochet, and grab this one again. So I have to do one more single crochet. So it's 2 single crochet on each side. That way I create really nice rib in the center. You can do it with only 1 single crochet, but don't look as nice as we do. So like that you're gonna continue until you have 40 in one side and 40 in the other. And you have to make sure that you count that you have 40, because you need that to have 10 on each part in the center, and each of these are 2 loops, you know, like they are a little intertwined to create the outside of the square. So you will continue until you have 40 on one side and 40 on the other. Here I have the 40 loops on each side. Make sure that you count a couple of times, that way you have your 40. And then after that, you're gonna cut this, leaving a strand long enough to sew the 2 ends together in the center. Because if you count on one side, not automatically you have 40 in the other one. You can have 39 in the other one, because we do one side and then the other loop in the other side. So make sure that you have 40 in the 2 of them. So when I cut the yarn, I chain 1 and pass that tail through. I pull this to secure the work. Now, this is up to you. Before you pull this out, you can grab a thicker yarn and a tapestry needle, one that you can pass this through. I'm gonna grab this one, and I'm gonna grab 1 strand, and I will do that off camera, and I'm gonna pass it through in between the loops in here. Make sure that you grab all your loops, and then you'll cut the piece and then do the same on the other side. That way when you remove this from your loom, it'll be much easier to work with your loops. That way they don't twist around each other, because they always twist. That's what happened with this one. When I made this one, I was working in the bedroom watching TV, and then I don't brought the extra yarn, and then was a little bit, took more time to work around because they're all intertwined. So that's a recommendation. Now what we're gonna do is work in the inside, creating this part, and then after we'll sew together the two ends in the center, and it'll be like round. And then what it make this square is when we work in the outside of our piece. Something that I'm gonna recommend if you're gonna do a project that you need quite a few of these square, I recommend to do quite a few of these like this. Now we're gonna work on the center, and we're gonna separate each group of 10. So you're gonna grab your yarn, your working yarn, you're gonna do a slip knot to create a loop. Now you're gonna count 10 of these loops. Make sure that you don't miss one. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let me count again. I don't want to grab one too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So you're gonna grab this loop, and you're gonna pass it through, and you're gonna close this in here with the working yarn like this. Now you're gonna chain 2, 1 and 2, and you're gonna count 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you see, it's much easier having this with this yarn, because when I did this one was all over the place. It took me a long time to finish that square. So you're gonna grab your yarn, pass it through those loops. You see you have 2 loops in here, and you're gonna close those 2 loops like this with a chain 2 in between. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and again, and make sure that you don't miss one in here, or otherwise you have to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, you see, you have your loops. Grab the working yarn, pass it through, close these loops, and pass it through those 2 loops. And you're doing like a single crochet in the top. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and grab the last 10. Make sure that you have 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3, 10. Let's do those loops. And you close 1 and 2, and you're gonna come to the other side where you start, and here where you did that first loop, and you're gonna do a slip stitch. You're gonna chain 1, and you're gonna cut the yarn, leaving the tail long enough to put a purl, if you're gonna do a purl like this one, to pass it through. Otherwise, if you don't are doing a purl, just leave a tail too loose, and you have the little center square like that, you see. And that's what we're gonna do now, working this part. So I look like a mess, but don't worry, it will look like this. So now we're gonna close the little rib. So what I'm gonna do is loose this up, that way it's nice and open. Move that tail out of the way. We're gonna use the ones that are in the rib. So let me this a little bit, that way I'll come around. And don't gonna look completely flat like this one, not yet. You have to pull the rib a little bit open, not a lot, don't open it too much because otherwise it loses the shape, just a little bit. And now we're gonna sew the two ends. So you will have two tails. You'll have the one that you start with and the one that you finish with. You're gonna close with the one that you finish with. You're gonna close in here, like this. And you see, start to take the shape in the center. And we'll take more the shape once you start working in the outside. And here don't look like much, look like a mess, but don't worry, it will look like that. So we finish the center, we sew these two together. So when we work in here, this last stitch and the first one, we had to intertwine them together. That way you don't get that extra separation in here. We have to make sure that those two will be together. That's what I did in here. If you look at my piece, you don't see where you begin or ended your square. So what we're gonna do is the round of the outside. So these 10 in here and these 10 in here is the ones from here, you see? And the same for the other one and the other one and the other one. So I started in here with 2 intertwined, and then I did another one, and then I did the first corner, and then I did 4, and then the next corner. It will be easier like that, and then you'll finish in the side. And here, this one I have a little bit more because I did the slip stitch and I lost the tail, and it's a little bit thicker there because I start there with a new strand of yarn, that's why. So that's what we're gonna do now. It's very easy, but you have to intertwine and count your stitches. Once you start in the side, it will be easier to follow the rest. So that's what we're gonna do now. So before I continue, I'm gonna put the little pearl, that way I don't have this dangling tail in here. If you don't gonna put a pearl, just lose the tail in here, and then we'll continue with the next step. Here you will have another tail. This is the tail from the beginning of that work. So lose the tail and I will meet you here. So now we're going to work in the outside and we need to separate 10 loops. So we want this one. You see this where we lost the tail there. I think this is the, let me see. This is the right side, like this. This one, we want this one and this side, okay? So that way, these two will be together. I'm gonna pass it to this and here. So they'll be together. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this 10, it will be for this group and here. And then 10, 10, and 10. So what we're gonna do, like we did here, you see we have the 10 and here. So we're gonna do two together, intertwine, 2, and then the corner, 2 and 2. So we have 10 and here. The first one will be a little bit more fiddly, but once you get going, it will be easier for you. You can start it here, you're gonna start out here, whatever you like. Now we're gonna work on this 10, and you're gonna do a slip knot, and automatically they twist a little bit, so leave them like that. You see they twist sideways like that. You have to leave them like that, don't twist them. So you go to the first one and you pass that loop through, you're gonna chain 1, and you're gonna do a single crochet in the same space. Now you're gonna chain 5. You're gonna grab the next one, and you're gonna grab it, you see, it's like that. You're gonna grab it from behind and bring it to the front, behind that one, and then you grab it here, and you do your single crochet. And they will twist like that. That's the tail and behind. So you go to the next one, and you will do a single crochet in the next one. Again, you will chain 5, and all the space are chain 5 in between, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You grab the next one. If you count, there will be number 4. You pass it behind number 3, and you bring it to the front, and you do your single crochet, and they will look like this. It looks more difficult than it is. What you're doing is just twisting, doing chains, and single crochet. You see, I'm gonna explain. You did a number 1, you start with a single crochet, you chain 5, and you wrap number 2 around the back of number 1, brought it to the front, and did a single crochet. You grab number 3 and you did a single crochet, and then number 4 you wrap behind number 3, bring it to the front with a chain space between number 3 and number 4. Now to work on number 5, that is a corner, you have to do a chain 5 space, and these two are twisted together, the two that go in the corner. So instead of work like this one, you see in between this one and this one, you don't have any space between this corner. You have to have a chain 5 space. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now you're gonna grab the next 2, and remember they are twisted like this. You don't gonna untwist them. You're gonna twist them now. You're gonna come here. You see this is a here. You're gonna do a twist. I'll show you again. They come like that. You're gonna grab 1 and 2, and you're gonna twist them. You're gonna hold it in here. Then you hook out. You're gonna do a yarn over. You're gonna pass it through those 2 loops, and you're gonna bring it out and do a double crochet that you don't want to finish. Yarn over. You go again in between those 2 loops, pass your hook, and you do a double crochet that you don't want to finish. And again you do that one more time, 3 times, and you will have 3 double crochet and 4 loops. You're gonna close those 4 loops. Now you're gonna chain 3 to do this little peacock in the top. That's the corner of the square. That's where they're gonna be attached in the corner. So you're gonna chain 1, 2, and 3, and you go in here in between those 4 loops. You pass your hook, and you're gonna do a single crochet, and you're gonna chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're gonna do the same in the other side. You see, they start to look like that. That's the corner. So it's much easier than what you think. Probably you are scared to do it, but it's easier. So you're gonna grab the next one. See this one, and you're gonna do a single crochet. You're gonna chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're gonna grab the next one, and you're gonna pass it behind that one, bring it to the front, and do a single crochet. You're gonna grab the next one, and you're gonna do a single crochet. And the last one, you're gonna wrap around that one, bring it to the front. Oh, I forgot to do the chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you grab that one, and you do the single crochet, and like that you did a half of the first corner, like this. One of these. So now I'm gonna work on the next one, and I will show you again. So I record this one in Spanish, and you see I have 2 corners done. So what you're gonna do now, and you see you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 chain space in here, plus this one and that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus this one and that one here. So now you're gonna separate your next 10 stitches. For you will be the second corner, but it's exactly the same. So you'll be working in this one, but it's exactly the same. You're gonna take out 10. So let me count really well. Let me count again. I don't want to miss one. Let me take this out. So you see they come a little twisted in the lower part. Don't untwist them because that helps when we twist them again. So you're gonna work now, and here it's exactly the same. You finish like that. You're gonna grab the next one, or the first one of those 10, and you're gonna do a single crochet, chain 5, grab the next one, bring it through the back to the front, and do a single crochet. Grab the next one, a single crochet, chain 5, grab the next one and pass it through the back to the front and do your single crochet. So I've done 2. Now we are on a corner. That will be these 2. So you're gonna grab this one and the next one, or you have to chain 5. Sorry. 1, 2, 5, and grab these 2 like this, you see, and you just grab the hook like that, and you did a twist. You grab it here, hold that, yarn over, pass it through those loops, and do a double crochet that you don't want to finish. You have 2 loops, yarn over, pass it through those 2, do a double crochet that you don't want to finish. You have 3 loops, yarn over, and do another. You have 3. You have 3 double crochet and 4 loops. You're gonna close in here. You're gonna chain 3, and you're gonna close this with a single crochet. You're gonna chain 5. You're gonna grab the next one, and you're gonna do a single crochet. You're gonna grab the next one, twist it, chain 5. Twist it, bring it to the front, single crochet. Now you grab the next one, and you do your single crochet, chain 5, and the last one, you twist around, bring it to the front, and do a single crochet. So it's very easy. Once you get going, you will know what to do. And I have 3 corners, and they will take the shape. Once you finish and you move them around, you will see that they look just like this one. That's how they look like. So I'm now gonna work in the last corner. So I finished with the slip stitch, and that first single crochet that we begin with, I chain one and pass the yarn through. For the first one, cut the yarn and lose the tails, and you'll have your square like this. And I fiddle around with this, stretch it just a little bit, not pull too much, because you don't want for them to lose their shape here and the little rib all the way around. And the square will look like this, exactly the same as this one. So now I'm going to show you how to attach two squares together. I will undo this until this corner to attach them in here. So what you're going to do when you are doing the little beak or peacock, a little chain 3, you will chain 1 and you will do a single crochet in this peacock, and then you will chain 1 and you finish here on top of this one. And then instead of chaining 5, you will chain 2 single crochet in this space, chain 2, and then you continue with the single crochet in that loop. And then in here, when you're going to chain 5, you will chain only 2 and a single crochet, and then you continue putting these two together and here, and you're only going to attach one another in the chain 5 space. That's what you're going to look. The rest stay the same, the twist and everything else stay the same. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It'll be the video a little bit longer, but after this you can use this for anything that you would like to use them. Now we're going to attach these two, and both of them have to be right sides facing up. And when you start, when you do the first one, you finish that one, and then the second one, you're going to start attaching one another from the first corner to the second one, because we start here on this side, from the first corner to the second one, or from the second one to the third, or the third to the fourth. And those in here, but not in this one, because this one will be open. So I'll come here in this corner. When you finish doing that 3 double crochet together and you close them, you will chain 1 and instead of 3, and you come to this chain 3 space or peacock, and you'll do a single crochet. Now you'll chain 1 and exactly the same as you did in the other one. You will close in here, close, you pass it and do your single crochet. Now, and instead of chaining 5, you'll chain 2, and you're going to come to this chain 5 space and this one, and you're going to do a single crochet. You're going to chain 2. Now you're going to grab the next loop, remember they are twisted already by themselves, so don't twist them, and you're going to do the single crochet. Now again, you're supposed to do a chain of 5, and you're going to do a chain of 2, go to the next chain 5 space in between these two, and you're going to do your single crochet. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to go to the next loop, and you're going to pass it behind, bring it to the front. You see that is still exactly the same, and you do your single crochet. You're going to grab the next one, and you're going to do your single crochet. Exactly the same as I showed you so far. Now you're gonna chain 2 again. Go to the chain 5 space and do your single crochet. Chain 2. Go to the next one, the next loop from this square. Do the single crochet, chain 2. Let me see. Oh, here I did it wrong. You have to, after you chain 2, you're supposed to bring it behind to the front and do your single crochet. I'm getting ahead of myself. And now you grab the next one and you do the single crochet. And I'm going to show you what I've done so far, that way you see. So it's very easy. It's just, you see, and that's how they look like. Like that. So you continue doing exactly the same as you did in here, but paying attention that you're supposed to attach on those chain 5 space only. By chaining 2, single crochet, chaining 2, and then doing what you're supposed to do in this one and this side. So when you do the next square, what you do, when you do in the corner, you start in here, you attach to this peacock, you attach in this chain in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain space, space of chain 5, 6 chain space, and you do a single crochet and that single crochet that you did in here in the top. When you finish in that single crochet, you'll continue with the square and you finish that square. And then when you do the next square, you will attach to this one in here in the peacock, all the way here in the single crochet, and to this one in here, and you will have 4 squares. And like that you can continue working, attaching the square for any project that you would like. But I will finish this one here. So if you look at the work that you have on the other side and you look what you've done, how you finish in here, you will know what to do next, because you have these 2 together. It's like these 2 together here. So you're gonna chain 2, single crochet in the chain 5 space, and that counts as chain number 3 of 5. So you do 2 more and that is your 5 chains. So you grab the next loop, you twist it in the back, bring it to the front, and do your single crochet. And then again, you grab the next one, the next loop, and you do your single crochet, chain 2, go to the next chain 5 space and single crochet, chain 2, and then bring the next one through the back to the front, do a single crochet, and now we're going to work in the corner. So you see, you have your 4 in between, and now the corner in here, you have to do it the same, and instead of chaining 5, you chain 2, single crochet in this chain 5 space, chain 2. Now for the corner, you grab the next 2, you twist them around and hold them in here, yarn over, a double crochet that you don't want to finish, yarn over, make sure that you pass them through the 2 loops, yarn over that you don't want to finish, double crochet that you don't want to finish, and another one. You have 4 loops, you're gonna close those 4 loops. You're gonna chain 1, go to the peacock here in the corner and make a single crochet, chain 1, and go to the same space as you pass through those 4, pass it through, single crochet, and now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and grab the next loop. So you see, now you will finish the other side, and you have the 2 of them like this. So now I'll show you how to finish, cut the yarn, lose the tail, and you have 2 squares together. Well, here you have the 2 hairpin lace granny square. I absolutely love this type of project. I forgot how much I love hairpin lace because they are so lightweight. This is like feather weight, really light, and probably the pearl weight more than one of the square. That's how light they are. So with those 40 loops, you make this big square, and you save time and yarn because you hardly use any yarn for hairpin lace because you are not doing too many chains and too many stitches. The most is the single crochet and the chain outside because these are single strand of yarn both ways that give you this size of your square. So they're very easy to do. Once you do the first one and attach the second one, you will know how to do the rest. With this you can make shawl, like a long shawl, or you can make a triangular shawl, you can make a poncho, like you treat them like a regular granny square, and you can do poncho, you can do a cardigan, you can do a bikini cover up, many projects. For me, I will finish in here. I want to do other projects like this on other motifs because I absolutely love them. I will put them away, put it aside, because maybe I will use them for a project one day. But if you make this square or you make something with them and you want to send me some picture, that way I can share them in my blogs, you can send it to me through my Facebook page, Ruby Net Crochet Tejido, or my Instagram, Ruby Net Crochet y Tejido. And please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow in YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.